I gotta make it to the other side of this. Had to grab the other key ring for today. Remember, the key goes in like that. It will not go in the other way. Go in. There we go. Might need to oil that a little bit. I just clocked it. Oh, I went the wrong way. There we go. Okay. Ah, yes. The wonderful smell of mouse pee. Right here, there's a thing you push and then you lift, and then you get an engine. Oh, might have only been here a little bit. Just a little bit. Ow. Oh, crunchy. Okay. Let's see if this thing will start. Got lights. Oh. Put the e-brake on for a second, just so I can stick it in neutral. Stick our key in. Come on. Oh, that needs to go. And then we wait for... Yeah, the ABS light isn't actually on, I don't think. Which is kind of odd. Usually it always comes on. And that's why the pump runs. It's completely gone. Yeah, this thing, poor car. It needs some love. But this year, hopefully, should be exactly what it needs. All right. Push the clutch in, even though it doesn't matter because this thing doesn't have a neutral lockout. Let's go. Look at that. This thing hasn't been started in 4 months, 5 months maybe. I think it was before it got real cold last year, and it started on like the second turnover. That is hilarious, actually. Somehow, power steering kind of works. It might have leaked out a little bit by now. So, welcome to another new video. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm actually using, you know what, actually, I have an idea. Nice and quiet inside of the luxurious Maserati TC, or TC by Maserati. So yeah, welcome to another new video. This is gonna be kind of a roundup of the vehicles since it's a really nice day out, and I haven't done one of those in a while. So, obviously we're starting out with the TC here, 1989 Chrysler TC by Maserati. Which if you haven't seen it by now, there's a ton of videos of this thing's on my channel because I've had it for over 5 years now, actually. I got it in November of 2016, which is why the battery is from September of 2016. Oh, you gonna start missing? Is it missing time? It seems to be fine. It'll start missing it. Oh, there it goes a little bit. Just a little bit, it's fine. But yeah, 89 Chrysler TC by Maserati. It's been a project. It was in a barn for almost 20 years, from 99 till 2016, I guess, technically. 5-speed manual, only 500 made with this here shifter right here, and especially the engine up there. So this thing needs some work. It does run and drive, which is nice, but it definitely needs some extra help with some other things. One of them actually being something I'm going to try and take care of sometime soon, which is, if you notice when I was showing the gauge cluster whenever I started this thing, there are no lights on. And if I go back, how do I don't know how to switch cameras. I'm using a new phone, by the way, in case you didn't realize. I guess I just do this. if you notice, there are no indicator lights going on in the dashboard. Can't really see it at all, but some of the gauge backlights are also burned out. So, and one more thing, actually, before we go on, the odometer doesn't work. It doesn't spin, which is a very common problem on these and other 80s and early 90s Chryslers. Basically, the gears just break and the odometer stops rolling over because the gears aren't moving. One of my first plans of action with this car for this year is going to be actually taking the gauge cluster completely apart and basically freshening it up, getting new lights in it, making sure all the lights work. I'm sure it's just bad connections because it's like 60% of the lights in the gauge cluster don't work. I said that really weird. But I should just be able to take the whole thing out and then take it apart and fix those gears, and also, like I said, work on the lights, see if it's just bad connections or if it actually needs new bulbs or whatever. So that'll be a fun little project. I will be making a video of it, of course, whenever I do end up doing it. I'm gonna do it, sort of something. It's going to happen, but it's just something I can do right now because the garage, it's kind of iffy on whether I can even get this car in there and just keep it in there because it's timing belt still, and that's the biggest thing. I'm surprised this thing's actually running really smoothly. Of course, as usual, no smoke behind me at all. This car surprises me with like how well it just runs, and it just doesn't seem to have any kind of major mechanical problems at all. I don't know. But yeah, I want to work on that, and there's a few other things as well. But I think what I will do sooner than later, will be actually make a full-on video of a basically a prologue to the quote-unquote restoration series that I would like to do with this car over this year, coming years, or however long it takes, and just detail everything that I've noticed that I want to do so far. Obviously more things will come up in the future, but I definitely want to give this car the love it deserves, and because it's rare, it's cool. Like I said, it runs, you can hear it, it's just sitting here idling perfectly fine, with basically a new fuel tank, fuel pump, and new spark plug wires. And that is, well, spark plugs too. That is the only things I've changed with this car, besides doing like oil change and flushing the coolant as well. And I did add power steering fluid, as I mentioned before, which was apparently running out. But yeah, this car is cool. So that'll be it for this one. Do that. Do that. Open this. Turn off, or not turn off, but release the e-brake, so hopefully the rear brakes don't seize up, because I wouldn't really want that. And because I always do it, and hopefully it doesn't go dead now. To be fair, it was about 4 months between starts, and it was also through winter and very cold, so the battery was just a little low. It wasn't actually even dead. But yeah, it runs and starts up just great. It idles, it goes up to temperature, the fans kick on, which I actually replaced the relay for, which is right, it's one of those two, I don't remember which one. There's some other things up here I need to fix, and some things back there, and there's just a lot of stuff. But like I said, I'll make a video detailing pretty much everything that I would like to do with this car. Make sure I don't smash my fingers in there. And I did not lock the doors before I did that, so I'll go ahead and actually do that. And it's locked. Make sure I got my key, which I do after closing it. I guess next we'll head to Land Cruiser, which actually we just do right now. So this is 95 Toyota Land Cruiser, Japanese market VX Limited, the upper model, quote unquote, with a working remote, which is really cool. This has been kind of my daily actually for a while, well, for a couple months now since I've gotten it. We're up to 67,044 kilometers. I got it with 62,735, I think. But yeah, it's been basically a daily driver just because, why not? Let's turn this off so it doesn't make any noise and start it up. there we go. Get the steering wheel out of the way so you can actually see stuff. But this thing's been a reliable tank, as you would expect from an 80 series Land Rover. Land Rover? I keep saying that. Land Cruiser. I'm just an idiot. And things to note about this one. It gets terrible gas mileage, as I showed in my previous video of driving it up to Illinois to have Shooting Cars, or Zach from Shooting Cars, review it. I got like 12.8 miles per gallon on a highway. But more serious stuff is that there's a lot of stuff I want to do for the interior. There's a bunch of lights out, like the glove box light doesn't work. I think there's supposed to be lights down here that are supposed to work that don't. Sometimes the lights in here don't work. And also my little light for the compass doesn't work. But I also wanted to replace the dome lights, or I guess you call them dome lights, in the back there. But the overhead lights with LEDs as well. But the problem is, right now, by no fault of the dealership I bought this from, thanks to the government being just slow, and a lot slower now than they were even a year ago, I don't have the title yet. They've just been supplying me with more temporary tags, as I can show whenever we go around the outside, because I guess I could show the outside of this and the TC in a second. But yeah, the government hasn't gotten the title to the dealership yet, and I can understand that because on the Celsior last year, when I was trying to get it all titled and squared away, I had to do one more inspection I didn't realize, and I did that inspection in May of 21, and the title didn't get to me until at least September. I think it might have been September, it might have been October, I'm not really sure, but yeah, it's not exactly the fastest process out there. So I would kind of like to wait to do anything to this just in case something dumb happens. I don't really expect it to, but I don't really want to take the chance and spend a bunch of money on like LED lights for the gauges or stuff like that, because I was kind of thinking about that. I don't know. Also, I'm gonna have to wire in a dimmer switch if I do that, because I don't have a dimmer switch, by the way. It appears that most Japanese spec Land Cruisers of this generation just don't have a dimmer, which is really just neat. Makes sense. Also, the tracting mirrors, I found out there's a little controller like down in the footwell down there that has probably went out or is corroded or something, because if you watch, the retracting mirror button doesn't do anything, and that is the only main other issue with this thing. I guess there's actually one more issue that I could talk about in a second, but we'll actually just put the window down. Automatic windows, by the way. So, as I was driving on the highway not too long ago, a piece of plywood decided that it was going to fly out from underneath the semi and smack the Land Cruiser right about here, if you can't tell. Right about there and here. Yeah, it did a little bit of damage. Also scuffed up the front bumper a little bit, you can see right there, and also kind of over here as well. But not terrible damage, but definitely not great to have it happen, of course. It's kind of annoying because it turns out finding specifically that little thing right there, the little sprayer for the headlight, is almost impossible, and if you do, it's like $80, $90. So I don't know what to do about that other than just commit to buying one that's expensive. And I can't find one for sale, and I can't find one of the pieces down below the bumper or below the grill for sale either in green, because I don't want to repaint it myself. Yeah, if it would have went higher, it would have went through the windshield probably, and if it would have went on this side, it would have knocked the mirror off, and who knows what else. But you could tell also it's Midwest in the winter is great because there's just salt everywhere. It's really nice. Also, by the way, if you haven't seen the TC, there it is. It's yellow. It's missing a center cap. It's actually in the car because it fell off at some point in the garage, which is nice, instead of falling off on the road. But yeah, that's the Land Cruiser for now. I would like to make a review of this at some point. Don't really know when still. Don't really need to do anything else to review it. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I do want to get back into making videos. I've said that every single time I make a video, but it's true. I do want to get back into making videos, so let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and do the automatic up on the window. big fancy right there. And shut it off. And it only dings at you if you have the door open, oddly enough. It won't ding at you any other time, unlike most cars, specifically American cars. Did I put my other keys in my pocket? I sure did. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say about this thing. Progress will come as soon as I get the title, basically. Do that. So it beeps if you hit the door lock button twice, interestingly enough. And I guess next we'll head up to the 2004 Dodge Intrepid SE. Yep, 2.7 liter. Basically no options other than simple stuff like alloys and cruise control. Nothing really crazy there. This is kind of daily driver, kind of not at the moment because of the Land Cruiser. But we are currently at, if you can see it, 39,989 miles, almost to 40,000 on a car that's almost actually, how many years has it been since 03? Almost 19 years old. It was built in May of 03. So turn the radio off. And I did just drive this thing today, so I might even still, yeah, it does have a little engine warmth left. Just a tiny little bit. Do that. But yeah, I have a few videos of this car on my channel, including a full review and everything, back when it had like 32,000 miles, I think. But this is a really nice car, just super low mile. It does need to be cleaned out, as you can tell from the stuff down there. Also, you know these masks that are great and everything, and they work really great, and yeah, they just disintegrate sometimes, apparently. One disintegrated just in the back seat of this thing, and I haven't gotten around to cleaning it out yet. So it looks like there was just some sort of rabid animal in the back seat of this car for some reason. Yeah, nothing really crazy going on here. Where's my, I wonder where my thing is. My little cover for the cigarette lighter is gone. Or it's not in there where it's usually at. I'm not gonna open that actually. I don't know what's in there. It might be on the floorboard somewhere, and I just don't know. I don't know. But yeah, this car is basically sorted. I just got it inspected actually, and it passed. It does need some brake work on the front actually at some point, because the brakes are wearing in a very strange way because of this car sitting for 14 years, 15 years roughly. So they're just wearing really unevenly, so because of rust. But no other issues really other than that. The check engine light has stopped coming on, surprisingly, which is pretty cool. Don't really have much I really want to do this car, besides I do want to do a transmission flush because it is a 2004 Dodge Intrepid, of course, and transmissions are known to not be happy if you don't treat them with the absolute utmost respect. But that'll be something in the future, because right now it's just, I'm just kind of cruising. They recommend every 60,000 from the dealership, so as long as I do it within the next probably 10,000, I'll be okay. I'm sure the car will not be mad at me for that. Also, this stuff isn't flickering, it's just the camera. But yeah, nothing really else planned besides maybe clean it up real good. I would like to have it perfectly clean, because I even got there's like some juice, I think, or fruit punch that leaked into the cup holder there, so definitely need to clean it out. And also the trunk is full of stuff from another house. So yeah, that's the Intrepid. Shut that down, and I believe we only have one vehicle left to go, which is, wait a second, right down the hill here, next to the truck that is not mine, as I hold my keys awkwardly with one hand. 96 Dodge Ram 1500, extended cab, long bed, 4-wheel drive. This one's got a few things to talk about with it, but I'll go ahead and start it up just like everything else. I think I have a block behind one of the rear wheels. I think it'll be okay. So this truck is actually the plates are expiring at the exact same time, basically. Oh, the buzzer. Ah. Bye, Sue, by the way. Ah. Shush. Okay. Everything just calm down, please. But yeah, this truck actually needed to be inspected at the same time as the Intrepid up there, and I did that, and it turns out that the front left wheel over here has a bad wheel bearing. Problem is with that, it's kind of a pain. Not really a pain, but on a truck that's got a decent amount of rust underneath, which this thing does, it's not the easiest thing to do, and it's also not the well, there's a good chance of bolts breaking and other really terrible things happening. So yeah, it also needs work. On the other side of the front end has a bad U-joint, and the rear end winds really bad, and possibly more things. So this truck is just kind of in limbo at the moment, sadly. It's got 146K on it, as you can see there, 146,311, I believe that is. And I wish I could drive it more because it has a full tank of gas, and gas just went up to $3.28 a gallon here, which is the highest it's been since probably the late 2000s, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, it's got a 5-speed, which is kind of nice because the transmission is actually pretty solid in it. I haven't had any issues with it. The AC still works fine. This truck, like, it's nice. It's just not super nice, I guess. It's got some more serious issues. Also, I should turn that off because that's just gonna blow heat at me for some reason. I don't know, but still not too high in mileage either at 146K, especially for one of these. Most of them have 200,000 or more. So yeah, I don't know. I need to figure out what to do with this thing. I'd like to do a full series on it too, like a video series of just a bunch of kind of, I guess, kind of restoration related things, but I don't know how much of that I will actually get done. But yeah, still runs and drives perfectly fine though. Well, it's safe-ish to drive is what I'll say. Never had any actual real drivability issues. It just makes a lot of noise at the moment. So that is, I believe, all of my vehicles. Oh, blah, blah, blah. You okay there, bud? So I guess that will conclude this video. Like I said, I would like to do some project series and stuff on these cars, but I don't really know how fast they'll come out or when they'll come out necessarily. I honestly have no idea at this point. I don't know what to expect. So I'd say if you want to be interested, or if you want to be interested, if you're interested in knowing when all this stuff is going on, you can follow me. Specifically, I use Instagram. I'm using Instagram a bit more than I have been as of a week or two ago. So you can follow me there. Link will be in the description, or you can do at cool. I think it's actually Cool Stuff in Weird Cars. No spaces or weird anything. It's just the letters. You can follow me there. I will keep updating on just what's going on and just like little things like, oh, I drove the Land Cruiser through snow today or whatever, which just happened recently. So that's about that. My nose really itches, which is great. Trying not to scratch it. I think something just came out of my nose. So anyways, thank you all so much for watching this video, and we'll go ahead and turn this thing off. I didn't put the window up, so I'll do that in a second. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video, which hopefully won't take as long as this video did to come out. Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.